Hello, it's me. I don't need to give my name because you know who I am because you're looking at my channel. Um, right, before I go any further, I'm just going to say this. There's a guy, where I'm sat now, I'm right opposite a window, and there's a guy in his window staring at me as I do this video, and it just makes me feel a bit on edge. So if I keep looking over there, that's why. Yeah. He's having a cigarette now. Anyway, hello. It's been a while since I did a video like this, and the reason for that is that I've moved again. As you can see, it's a different room. All kinds of shit going on. New job, moving house, just constant. You know what I mean. However, since my last one, last video like this anyway, which was, I think was in like November or something, I had a quick look through my channel. Because I don't really... When I go on YouTube, I go on YouTube to watch other people's stuff. I don't really consider... Again, I don't really consider myself to be a YouTuber. So I don't really even look at my own channel. And that's really probably why I don't respond to like comments and stuff very often. So again, I've said this before, I'm not being ignorant. I just never see them because they go to my Gmail account and I don't really look at that very often. But yeah, usually when I go on YouTube, I'm looking at, I'm watching like Grade A Under A or Nostalgia Critic or what's his name, Angry Joe or Review Tech USA. Just like have a quick look, see what drama's going on, and then like kind of like click off it. So that's why I don't respond to comments, because I don't really see myself as somebody who's in the YouTube community, because who the fuck watches this apart from you now and your 12 mates. However, I will crack on and show you what I've bought, because that's probably why you're here. And yeah, it's mainly Dreamcast, so if you're not a fan of the Dreamcast, probably don't watch the rest of this video. I am actually in a swivel chair as well, so if I start moving around, that's why. I'm not just kind of shuffling side to side, on like a skateboard or something. Right. I'm going to start with a PS4 game I bought. I know it's boring. I know everyone's got a PS4, but I bought this. I said bought. I Partexed Sebastian Loeb Rally for it, and I got £14 for it, which I wasn't very impressed with, considering I bought it like a month previous. But yeah, Dirt Rally, which is the big new Dirt Rally game for the PS4. It came out on the PC like last year, I think, and that's 2015 if you're watching this in 2020. Yeah, can't really complain. It's a really good port, and you get this like extra DVD with it, which has got, I say DVD, it's actually a Blu-ray. Shows how much I know. It's a Colin McRae Blu-ray. I don't actually own any Blu-rays. I've never bought a Blu-ray in my life, even though I've got the PS4 that plays Blu-rays. I always forget that it plays them. And I just don't buy films because I don't see the point. If I watch a film, I've watched it and then I know what happens. So the actual notion of buying a film, be it a DVD, a Blu-ray or a VHS, I just don't see the point. So that's the only Blu-ray I own. A Colin McRae documentary, I would imagine that's what it is. I've not watched it yet. So yeah, that on the PS4. On the PS4 I've also been playing a game called Zombie, which was the one that came out for the Wii U. Was like a launch title, and was really the only Wii U game that I ever was interested in, to be honest. And now I've played it, I'm pretty glad I didn't buy a Wii U, because that's the only game I would ever have bought for it. And apart from Mario Kart 8, or it's called Mario Kart Wii U, I don't know. But I played that and that's quite good. Anyway, moving on to other stuff I've bought. Or, well, not so much bought, but, been given. I bought these. This is black. Oh, you can't see because of the window reflection. Black for the Xbox. I had the PS2 version and I really enjoyed that, and somebody told me that the Xbox version was better, so I got this one, and it is better slightly graphically, but it's still exactly the same game, to be honest, and it's still just as good. So yeah, black for the Xbox. And this one was 50p, and I've still not played it yet, but I got it just out of curiosity more than anything, because I've heard of the original one, and that is Siberia. I think the original one's on the Saturn. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Siberia 1 is on the Saturn. And so I got this because it was A, 50p, and B, because I was curious as to how it plays. So yeah, Siberia 2. I don't know if it's like rare or unusual. I'm not really bothered, to be honest. Moving on, let's have a look at some of the other stuff I got. This is, it's Dreamcast stuff. If you don't like the Dreamcast, probably turn off now. So thanks for watching. Bye. This is now bonus content for people who like the Dreamcast. So Atari Anniversary Collection. To be honest, I've done like articles on most of these on my blog, The Dreamcast Junkyard. So if you go to Google and just type Dreamcast, it's one of the first things that comes up for some reason. But yeah, Atari Anniversary Collection. This is really cool because it's got, even though it's got loads of old Atari games on it, it's also got interviews with Nolan Bushnell, who was the guy who started Atari. And yeah, this is how compendiums of old games should be done. And I've actually got this for the PlayStation, I'm pretty sure. The original PlayStation. But I don't think it's got the same amount of stuff on the disc. I might be lying with that, but I don't remember seeing all the videos and things. It's probably got the same stuff on it, to be honest, so ignore that. Next one, Ooga Booga, which is another American exclusive, and this was primarily designed to be a online sort of, I think they call them MOBAs now, a multiplayer online battle arena. It reminds me a little bit of Outrigger, where you kind of run around an arena, quite a small arena, just like smashing up your enemies basically. But it's got like a weird kind of Polynesian like island theme. So you're either like a witch doctor or a another witch doctor or some other stereotypical type of character from Polynesia. And yeah, I mean, it's got nice graphics. I mean, I've only played it in single player because I haven't got any of my Dreamcast connected to the internet, and I'm not even sure this one is even one that you can still play online. But apparently back in the day, this one was, yeah, one of the main draws to online gaming on the Dreamcast. The next one is Radirgi, or Radilgi, whichever way you want to pronounce it, which is a vertical shmup, and it's got cel-shaded graphics, and it's alright. It's quite good fun for about half an hour, like most shmups, to be honest. And the last one is this one, Leona's Tricky Adventures, which is I think it's the last one to be released on the Dreamcast thus far. Indie game from KTX Software. This came out earlier this year, and yeah, it's really cool. It's basically, imagine like a top-down 2D RPG, and then you go to these little consoles and you activate like puzzles, which are like gem-based puzzles, a bit like there's a game called Fruity, which came out last year, which I have here, which is very similar, but this is just the puzzles. Just do a Google search, you'll see it. I'm actually working on a review at the moment. If you're watching this again in the future, the review will have been done, and so you'll be able to see it. If you type, Leona's Tricky Adventures, review, Dreamcast, all that kind of thing, it'll be on there. The last two things I got are actually quite big things, and things that I never thought I'd own, so I'm quite happy with these. But the story is that a guy put these on eBay for quite decent price, and as soon as I saw them, I thought they're going to go straight away. I've got no money, I can't afford them. And they didn't go, and they were there again like sort of a week later, and I was just like, do you know what? The chances of me getting these again at this price are minute, so fuck it. I'm gonna, the bite now was like 50 and 60 quid or something like that. I just thought, bollocks. They had no cables with them. One of them had no controller, but I had the controller for it previously, thanks to a guy called Shedcade on Twitter. And I just thought, bollocks, I'm going to get them because in the future the price is only going to go up, and this is my opportunity to get them, because I am always skint and I'm a cheapskate when I've got money. So I just thought, no, I'm having them. First one is this. It's a Regulation 7 Dreamcast, which is completely black all the way around. It's black plastic with the grey on and off and reset and the diamond in the middle, or the little trapezoid or whatever you want to call it. These were initially given to pachinko parlours in Japan, and they were meant to be like networked for like online play or something, but then later they were sold in very limited numbers to the public, and so these are quite unusual. And again, I never thought I would own one of these. I've also got the controller here again, which again was sent to me about a week prior to me seeing this on eBay by a guy called Shedcade, or at Shedcade on Twitter. So yeah, I've got the complete sort of R7 controller and console. Apparently the original ones that were sent to these pachinko parlours had the broadband adapter on them. So I'm told, I don't know how true that is. A lot of stuff with the Dreamcast is like, it's all hearsay, and not all of it, but the vast majority of it is like, you never know what you're reading is true or not. And so I just kind of thought that maybe it would come with a broadband adapter on it, but it doesn't. It's got the you can see that the line, which is the standard 56K I think for Japan. One of the two. But yeah, not too bothered about that. I'm not really bothered about having a broadband adapter, but there was that. Also, just a little bit of a tip here for you. If you do get one of these consoles, these black Dreamcasts, if you use some of this, it's like, that stuff you put on your tyres or on your bumper on your car when it's faded. Comes up a treat. Really good for like restoring the colour on your Dreamcast. Speaking of black Dreamcast, the other one I got was this, which is the Sega Sports Dreamcast. Another one that I thought I would never own because this was never released outside of America. And when they do come up for sale, on eBay US, they're not that expensive, but it's the import price that really puts me off. And yeah, you can end up paying more than what you pay for the console in like postage and import tax and all that kind of crap. But yeah, this one was up for 50 quid, something like that. No cables, but it did come with the controller, whatever it may be. It's around here somewhere. I was using it earlier on. Oh, there it is. So yeah, you got the completely black controller. This one differs from the R7 one in that it's got the sorry about this, highly unprofessional. The analog sticks and the D-pad and the start button are black, whereas on the R7 they're grey. So it's pretty much exactly the same, the black all the way around. But on the Sega Sports one, the analog stick and the D-pad and everything's black, but on this one it's grey. So yeah. Again, this one came with the dial-up modem. This one never came with a broadband as standard. But yeah, sprayed it with the black, like the black stuff, and came up looking like this. Amazing. You can probably tell on the video. You've got like a little smudge here, just because they get knocked around and scratches and stuff. That guy's looking out of his window again, staring at me. So I probably look like a right weirdo, because you probably can't see the camera, you can only just see me talking to myself, looks like. But yeah, that's the stuff that I've purchased or had given in the last 4 months since my last video like this. I was going to talk about something else as well, that briefly, that really kind of started to annoy me. And that is, right, probably going to upset some people now, but I quite like Twitter. If you don't follow me, it's at TomLeeC. Go and follow me if you want. But like, because I'm quite into like retro gaming, as you can probably see around me, it's all here. I do follow quite a lot of like retro gaming accounts and people who tweet about games and retro games, not just retro stuff, games in general, because that's my hobby, or one of them. And I've noticed recently that there's a lot of accounts on Twitter, and all they do is they just like they'll get like any old random like really common as fuck game. What can I grab now? I don't know, this. Shit, Luigi just jumped at me off the side of the shelves. Right, sorry about this. I'm going to grab. Right, Gran Turismo 2. Still got the sticker on it. That was £28.95 that at one point. You know, Gran Turismo 2. Hashtag Retrogaming, and then they like tag about fucking 9 people in the video, in the picture, and it's like, why are you tagging all them people in your picture just to get retweets? And then it'll get retweeted by these people who they've tagged in the picture, because these people in the picture have got like 20,000 or 30,000 followers, and then the people who follow them retweet. And it's just like, what are you aiming to get from that? It adds nothing. If anything, it takes away. Why does nobody tweet a picture of a fucking really obscure thing and then go hashtag retro gaming? It's always Streets of Rage 2 or fucking Golden Axe. Do you remember this? No. Please enlighten me. I don't remember Golden Axe. Fucking hell. I see it all the time. I go on there and it's just the same account. You know what I'm talking about. If you're watching this video, you know exactly who I'm talking about. Search hashtag retro gaming and you'll see them all. They're all the fucking same. And there's about 4 or 5 accounts, and it's just, they don't add anything. Do you know what I mean? They don't seek out the obscure and write like a really good article about a really obscure game that you might not have ever seen or heard of, or a console that you might not really be familiar with. It's just the same shit. It's just hashtag retro gaming, Streets of Rage, who remembers this? And it's just like, recently I didn't go on Twitter for about 3 days, because not just because of this, but because I was busy and I've actually got a life outside of gaming. And I logged back in for the first time after about 3 days. And the first thing that came up on my feed was one of these accounts, and it was just, who remembers Sonic the Hedgehog? I was just like, really? Who remembers fucking Sonic the Hedgehog? I know it's my own fault for following him, and like not muting him, but it's just like, is this what it's become on like social media? Like, you just have to tweet a picture of a game you've bought and fuck it. I know I can't talk because I'm doing a video about stuff I've got in the recent past, but I can't be the only person who thinks like this, you know. When I do these articles on the Dreamcast Junkyard, I know it's an acquired taste, and I don't expect people to go and look at what I write and think it's amazing, because, you know, everyone's got different tastes when it comes to games. But at least when I write something, I'm searching out something that is like little known, or it's a niche thing. Do you know what I mean? And I'm trying to bring it to the fore and say, oh, you might not know about this like really obscure Japanese game that's on the Dreamcast. Here you go. These are my thoughts. Not fucking hashtag Streets of Rage 2. Fuck off. It just pisses me off anyway, because these things get like 50 or 1,000 retweets and mine gets like 2 or something, because I've not tagged 9 people in the image. I'm rambling now. I know I am. I'm sorry, but this shit pisses me off. And yeah, this is my own little mini version of YouTube drama. Yeah, so if like Leafy or whatever his name is watching this and wants to do a video about me, then that'd help my Twitter followers. Yeah, cheers. Anyway, right, that's enough from me. That guy's still out there, still having a cig. I know he's gone now. Yeah, he's gone. Right, I'm going now. Right, bye. Sorry for ranting.